some real things, how to really make games, not how to sell them or something. Uh, if you haven't noticed, the building which we are right now is a historical one. If you don't know, here was a secret office of KGB during the Soviet times.
We have written stage, as I remember. It's pretty slow.
So if you're interested, there is a KGB museum on the topmost floor. Actually, I don't know whether it's open today, but you can check out on somewhere from the hotel guys. Okay, our first speaker is Filipp Karmanov. He will be talking to you about how to make a team for the indie project. Right now. Okay, welcome.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a great honor for me to open the startup track in this year. Презентацию включить можно саму?
Palun презентациони.
Извиняюсь, первый слайд нет. And the first words will be about who we are. I'm a game designer and team lead over the team Black Snowflake Games. We are making games since 2008, and right now we are focused on HTML5 cross-platform game development. We are also looking for new opportunities constantly. But let's start up our main topic. Introduction. Around 5 years ago, I've got this game with this shitty art. It was a puzzle game about some type of fly that you need to get to the finish. I did it myself in solo. In 2012, in the first day when the Steam Greenlight launched, I've put it there and forgot about that. Around 3 years ago, this autumn, I've got a letter that it was greenlit, and I've decided not to give it up and remade it to fit the Steam category completely. And we've got right now this art style. I've got the artists, I've got the sound designers, I've got some business consultants, and we are going to release in May or June. And we've got some achievements. It's Steam Greenlight, and we've got a publishing offer from Amazon company for Android operating system. But let's watch the trailer of the game. Okay, firstly, when it comes to making a team, I would like to ask you a question. What do you mean by when you say indie? Is it developing original products with unusual mechanic, unusual art, mostly pixel, or being financially independent? Yeah, please raise your hands. Who is for the first variant? 1, 2. Yeah. Original projects. It's sometimes it's hard to understand what this word really means. For us, it means mostly the second variant, and as I see, the most of the people here are agree with me. And when I was but sometimes it's very hard to have the second variant when you don't have large budgets. And I was playing on originality of our product. So I've decided to make a team from people who isn't in this business for much time. So my target audience was university students of art universities, of also applied science universities who can help with making that. So there was an unusual advertising for unusual people. It was real. Yeah. The main idea that I wasn't asking for help in internet, only in real life. The real advertisement was placed in the universities of our city, St. Petersburg, and got really much attention. In the first 2 days, I've got around 50 people who were interested in working with me, and I've chosen who is working right now. We came here, it's me and our main artist, Margarita Zakharova. Other people, unfortunately, they weren't able to attend this conference. But right now we will go to our topic. Who do we need? If you haven't an experience, if you haven't got an experience in this in team making, you can get some difficult from here, just because the main topic in our business is money. It's better not think about that, but it's money, and you need to talk about the revenue splitting and something. So you need to something shift this topic of the main stage, and the main one will be how original your project ends. If you understand what I mean. So who do you need? You need a person who wants to work with games. Around 3 years ago, I was working with an artist. She's a student of St. Petersburg Arts College, Main. She is very well in making art, the digital and the traditional. We were making a game with her, but she isn't very interested in it. She made one game, and when I was trying to get her to make the other one, she wasn't saying me that she don't want or something. She was just spending the time saying I'm not sure, and you understand. So you need the guy or girl who really wants it. Still in the file. If you are going to make a serious games, as I say, for example, for publishing in Steam or for interacting with large publishers like Amazon or another, you don't need the people just from the street. That's why I was placing the advertisement in the art colleges of our city. You need the. I was giving a test. I was testing our attenders for the skills and choose them. It depends of that. Not taking everybody to the team be bigger and for more serious, as you understand. We've got around I don't know how to say it. Pretend that you've got 10 people in your team, and there is around 8 artists, 1 programmer, and 1 game designer. If you are making a game smaller than, let's say, Fallout, it will be a mess. I've got experience with collaborating in this team, and I know about what I'm talking. So I understand what you need. Understand what to do. You must. It's also your task to create. Sorry. It's your task to. Wait, sorry. So sorry. The people will need to understand what we are going to do. For example, and you need to understand what game are you going to do. we are right now we are making a logical puzzle game, and it's sometimes difficult to explain how to play it in elementary. So so you need to just to get your teammates to play your game, to understand what they need to complete it, and understand what they are going to. The main the main result will be that they also thank you with game design. They can got up with new ideas that can make the game better, even is this something like artist or not related to game design, anybody. And the core moment is that the persons which you are going to work with, they should understand you. It means personal understanding, not the business one. You need to be friends. It's easy to say, but really, you need to understand each other right now. Talks less, works more. Right now, I'm talking for around 10 minutes. In this time, I could make about around 2 simple levels of our game, so it's better. You don't need to talk about what to do and what we did every day. It's around one time in a week. It's really okay. What you should do right now, when I've got to, you should have a plan. Have a plan. You should have a plan because making a team for just inventing a game from the scratch, it's not a good tactic tactically. Right now we are working with a ready prototype from me with that shitty art, as I've said before. When you are just because when you are making a team and does have a plan, you can got up with large ideas which you really won't make really. Care about your teammates. It means almost the same as they understand you in the previous slide, but from your side. You should understand them as a friend. I would like to an example from our practice. We were on a game development competition, me and my 2 colleagues. While they were working, I was talking around with the sponsors, with investors, and with another guys with money, also with another game dev teams. And they were working hard. They aren't very good in communication skills, but I haven't forgotten about them. I really, every 5 minutes I've come to them, I've talked about what's done, I was even bringing food to them, food and drinks. It's small things, but it's really very important for the atmosphere in your team. Talk less for more, work more. It's the same as in the previous slide. You need this too. You need to explain your ideas in as short as possible, because if there are many texts, it's will be very hard to understand you right now. Right now, you can meet us at Game Village. You can scan the code right now. Questions, please. Really, it was very short, but it's better to ask something me, and I will talk more. Yes. It will be our first product on Steam. As I've said in the beginning of presentation, our main focus is HTML5 game development. It's more business-to-business model. We are licensing them to game portals and corporate clients. Right now, we are talking with Japan Airlines about licensing our games for the in-flight entertainment services.
How many people in your company?
Not company, team. Really, it's most site.
Okay, team.
It's around right now 5 people. It's game designer, me, also a coder, 1 coder, and 2 artists, and 1 guy who is responsible for promotion, web. You understand?
is this game published already somewhere?
No,
where I can download it, play it?
you can play it on our site, and you can play it in at Game Village right now. It isn't released yet. It will be released in May or June, as I said in the beginning of the presentation.
But where from you get money?
Money. Well,
If you are
the-
individual, you're independent.
yeah. As I said before, our main focus is HTML5 game development, and I've got money from here. Licensing our previous games, we've got pretty much budget for this game.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? I would like to have a questions. Because my presentation was really short, and I'm kind of sleepy. I'm very sorry for that.
Thank you for the talk. I have a question about your clients. How do you find them, or who is the team lead for finding the clients?
Team lead in our team?
Yes.
It's me, if you would like to ask.
And how do you approach your clients, or how do you choose your clients?
Sorry, what? It's too quiet.
The basic question is like, how do you find the clients you approach? For example, how did you find the clients you have worked with so far?
How I find the persons?
Yes.
Okay. I was said our artist came for us after reading that paper advertisement. Really, I gave her the test task. She did it great, and right now she's working with us.
But what about the companies, like the airline deal? How did
You mean
find
the
that?
it's clients? Clients? Yes. Sorry.
It's all right.
I'm searching for them by myself right now. Also, I'm constantly attending the events like that, and more larger, like Casual Connect, White Nights. You understand? Or
So conferences, basically.
yeah, conference events, but not small. Not small.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you much.
Excuse me, I wanted to ask, are the artists also here today
Yeah, she's right now she's at our Game Village table. I've left her.
and presenting the game, right? You said there were 2 artists. Can you bring us an example of how the workflow was divided between them?
Sorry again. Example of what? It's really quiet. I can't hear.
Like which artist did what?
Right now I can't pretend, but you can get to me later, and I will explain you more.
Okay, thank you.
I'm very sorry.
I have one question.
Yeah, of course.
You mentioned several times in your presentation, like talk less, work more.
Yeah.
And you also mentioned that you are doing like meetings only once a week with your teammates.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and what?
I wanted to ask, is it enough? Because you also mentioned that
When they
people should understand each other. But how do you understand each other if you have meeting only once a week?
I mean meeting, discussing the game. If they have a great idea, they can ask. They can tell me about that. They can tell me right now, not waiting a week before. I mean that not talking about the game days and nights. That's what.
While making a game, do you sit in the same room or separately
No,
communicating?
unfortunately, right now we're separately. I'm thinking about renting an office in the next years.
Okay, like myself, I came from the agile background, and I worked in teams which are really strict agile, like having stand-ups every morning and so on. And I worked in the teams which are more like traditional with waterfall. And I would say that agile works better when you have meetings every day.
We are talking about real meetings. When it's on the internet, it's better not have it too much. That's what I mean. And when you see your colleagues every day, yes, it may be useful.
how do you communicate through the internet?
Messengers.
Like Skype, something?
Yeah, like Skype.
Skype calls.
Yes.
Okay, and that's enough for understanding each other and building a great game.
Yes, when you can explain your ideas, understanding yourself, I mean, about interests outside of the game. I mean, like people. That's
Okay, thanks.
thanks. Anybody else?
May I ask you about your personal opinion? It is important to create your own company after some time, or it can separate the developers.
Company, you mean that
In law,
limited trade?
hmm
Okay.
trademark and that stuff.
It all depends of your income. Right now, we are forced to create our official company. I will be registering it around summer. But if you don't get much income, you may not care about that. And if you aren't using copyrighted materials.
But I mean relations between developers.
Relations.
It can separate them maybe.
You mean that company? It's more. It's not company. It's team. If you would like to say that. If you are working alone, you mean that you are going to. You mean that it's important to work alone or in one room with you? Yes. It's your choice. My opinion is it's great to work together in one room, as you're saying, but it's not possible for us right now. As I've said before, I'm going to rent a small office, but I'm prefer working a day, but they are still in colleges and can work only at evenings, so our time is not the same.
Thank you.
Okay.
So if there is no any questions more, we can wrap up. So thanks.
Right now,
Filipp.
I have the last votes. Come to
okay.
us at the game village and play our game. Vote if you like. So, thank you very much.
So next session will start at 12. Welcome back after some minutes.